welcome everybody. I am happy to be here. VBS 2020 Imagination Station. So this whole week we're talking about Jesus' power. Jesus' power is all around us. And we're learning how Jesus' power helps us. He empowers us to do all the good things that please God, that he wants us to do. And this is where the power comes from. God, through Jesus, the Bible says, made everything in the whole world, in the whole universe. Everything was made through him. Everything was made for him. And in him, all things hold together, it says. It means that my body sticks together because Jesus made me and because he's holding me together, right? This same power that is throughout the whole world, the same power that makes the sun bright, the same power that makes the wind blow, the same power that makes the sea do whatever the sea does, that same power he uses through us. He gives to us so that we can do things that please him and help other people. Do you want to know how you can be connected to that power? Have Jesus' power flow through you? Well, we're going to talk about that this week. So today, we are Imagination Station. We are the science station. So I want to think about power in the world around us. So in the world around us, Jesus made it so that it works in a certain way. Things happen. Light shines. Wind blows. Seas churn. Things happen the way they happen because God made it happen that way. And he's so good to us that he makes it happen the same way yesterday and today and tomorrow so that we can build things, design things, and make things that help ourselves and help other people. That's what science is. It's exploring what Jesus has made and then figuring out what we can do with it that's good. So today we're learning that Jesus' power helps us do hard things. So when you think about doing hard things, what kind of thing do you think of? Well, there's things that are hard, like picking up a rock that's too heavy or running farther and faster than you might. But when I think about hard things, I think of things that take courage to do. There's things that I don't want to do. If somebody says some mean words to me or accuses me of something I didn't do, it's hard for me just not to get mad and say, I didn't do it, right? Those are hard things. Sometimes it's hard for me to obey my parents or my boss or someone like that when it's something that I don't really want to do. But it takes courage to do what God asks me to do instead of just doing what I want to do. And so, I have a Bible here, and one of the people that I think of when I think of doing a hard thing is Moses. The Bible says that Moses, like you know Moses, he was the one, he saw the burning bush, he went through the Red Sea, there were all the plagues and all that sort of thing. The Bible says that Moses, when he grew up as a prince in Egypt. He had everything that he wanted to, but it says that when he had grown up, he refused to be known as the son of Pharaoh's daughter. He chose to be instead mistreated with the people of God, rather than to enjoy the pleasures of sin, the pleasures of Egypt for a short time. So can you imagine? It would take courage to turn away from home for God, wouldn't it? It's a hard choice, but Moses did it. It took courage. And I want to tell you, how did Jesus actually help Moses? And you might know the story. Before Moses had really met God, he was an old shepherd in the wilderness, and he saw this bush. It was like the bush looked like it was on fire, but it wasn't burning up. And God called to Moses out of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. And Moses said, here I am. And God talked to him and said, I want to rescue my people out of Egypt. I want to rescue them out of slavery and take them to the promised land. And Moses said, but who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out? He was going to be one man against the superpower in the whole world. And God said, I will be with you. That was the power. And God proved it by doing some signs and miracles through Moses. So Moses knew that God was with him. And when God was with him, he had the courage to do the very hardest thing of all, to stand up against Egypt, up against Pharaoh, do the things that God said, and then lead his people out. So that's the power of God that can help you. Jesus' power does help us do hard things. Now, first of all, power. What's this right here? This is a rubber band. Moms, don't worry. You will probably not have children who get hurt. This is a ruler. Now, the cool thing about a ruler, have you seen a ruler? Rulers have little marks on it. So here's what I can do. Let's see, how am I going to do this? If I shoot this thing, let's try this. Whoa, I hit a little bit hard. Don't need to do it that hard. I do have a rule about rulers and rubber bands, which is don't point it at something you don't intend to hurt really bad. So don't point it at people. But what I want to show you is this, is when you stretch a rubber band, it's elastic, and that's power. You pull it back, you're using your power to give it power, and when you let go, it flies up like that. And what I want you to do is an experiment. You have a ruler in your pack, and you have a rubber band in your pack. And what I want you to do is experiment. See how does pulling the rubber band farther back affect the rubber band? Does it make it go faster or slower? Try that. Think about it. Okay, I have a gizmo for today. Here it is. Now, I am going to show you how to put this together. It's a little bit tricky with some of the little nimble fingers, but this is a rubber band powered car. Okay? So there's a black thing like this. Pull it into two pieces. One part's got this little nub sticking off the top, right? So step number one. Take your rubber band. There's a little rubber band like this. Put it through the big yellow straw. And then feed it through this end that sticks out. So I'll do that. I'm going to push it in there the best I can. And then I'm going to try to grab it like that. So it kind of holds onto it like that. Now the next part is the tricky part, I think. We're going to put it into this thing like this, but we have to put it through the hole. There we go. So it's pretty hard to get this thing through that hole and to pick it out with your fingers, but what I found to do is this. I got a paper clip, pull it out a little bit like that, and it can be a little grabber. So here I go. I'm going to put it up as close as I can get it, and I'm going to grab it with the paper clip. And grabbing with a paper clip kind of pulls it through. So, good luck with that. But, anyway, next step is take the shorter yellow straw and then stick it through the loop. So before you lose it with the paper clip, and yes, this is a little easier on the table, so you can do that. But anyway, here we go. I got it through the yellow thing, and now it sticks together. Next, wind it up. How much should you wind it up? I haven't figured it out yet, but I do know this. After it's wound up, we're going to watch it go. And I will say this, when you watch it go, you don't want the straw right in the middle. You want it a little bit sort of off kilter like that. One end longer, one end shorter. So let's go take a look at how this runs. All right, so this is how it works. Once it's wound up, how much did you wind it up? I don't know, but wind it up some, and here it goes. I will give you one tip. One tip is if it stops, if it feels, I did this, I played with this a lot of times, and it seemed like it stopped working after a while. So I just took it apart, put it back together again, and it got its oomph back. So try it out and let me know what happens. So I hope you enjoyed seeing how we can use the power of the rubber band to accomplish something. And before I sign off, I got one more kind of cool thing here. You see this thing? I know this looks crazy. This is what would I call this? A ping pong ball cannon. Let's call it that. And what it is if you look closely, it's a Pringles thing, it's a water bottle, it's a pencil and some rubber bands, and I'm going to send you a link to, you can make this at home. It takes a little bit of work, but it's pretty cool. And what you can do is you fill this with a ball. I'm going to get me a ball, and then we shoot. You can shoot the thing. You pull it back like this and shoot. My lovely assistant gave me a little ball. Let's see if it'll shoot. There we go. Anyway, look for this, okay? It's a fun little side project, not part of the official VBS curriculum, but they let me sneak it in. All right, so have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed the lesson today. Remember, Jesus' power does help us to do hard things. I'll see you later.